It is a Tuesday podcast. Welcome. And if you listen to our last podcast, you know that Nat and I were having a conversation about feeling like a bad parent. I'm feeling like at what point, I said to her, because she has she's 1 year ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And we have different struggles for different kids, both of us. And it's so funny because you get grades, I get numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get grades.
Mm-hmm.
And grades, the percentages feel much more terrible than numbers. Because numbers, so in Toronto,
I would not be okay with numbers.
Some of the schools go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plus, 4 minus. So you don't really know what
within that.
For our brain, like for you and me, we know.
So you can do 4 plus, 4, and 4 negative.
Mm-hmm. But you don't really know if that's like 90, 80, 100, where you firmly get like a actual, because really a fail would be.
4 must be 90, a 4 plus must be 95, and 85 must be a 4. So there, I mean, it's only within within a 5%.
But you know a fail. I don't know a fail. Is a 2 minus a fail or is a 1 plus a fail?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, so you don't know if you're at 20% or if you're at because 49% is way different than 30%.
Do people get ones?
Yeah, I mean, why would you have a 1 if you couldn't get a 1?
So 1 basically is in reference to like not progressing.
Yeah, I guess. What does your little one get in terms of like grades? And does he get grades or numbers?
Well, not grades.
Numbers.
But letters. I think like often, sometimes.
Oh, I get that too.
And then there's also like, like exceeds expectations, meets expectations.
So no grades, nothing.
Mm-mm.
Oh, just
it's
words.
2 different sets of letters. In some of the areas, it's exceeds, meets, and then other things are often.
Maybe because
rarely,
it was a progress report. I wonder.
Sometimes.
Holy shit! Anyways, I was saying to Natalie, I was like, at what point, or is it always? At what point is it no longer your problem? Their grade, like how much can you tell them until you are like, I'm sorry, you have to fail a whole semester, because we had to fail semesters in order for us to, like, you had to go to summer school.
Yeah, but it was free. That's a big difference, I think.
Okay.
I would also say, side note, the reason I was thinking about my group of friends and how only one of us has kids in private school, one in a little bit. My reason, and I think probably yours a little bit too, is we like to put them, if we can, in private school because of the experience we had in public school as students. Mm-hmm. So part of and this is, kids are going to be a product of your issues. So my issues are, I wasn't a good student. I had 3 years where I had people care, and it was when I was in private school. So I'll always remember that. And I know it's because we were paying for it. The teachers have a different kind of a pressure. Not always. Public school teachers can be great. But if a private school teacher does not help your kid, that private school teacher can be fired. In public school, they're part of a union, and they'll continue to teach forever.
Well, and they have so many kids too. So it's really hard to really be like, I can only care about your kid as much as they care about themselves.
That's another thing. You can't, smaller class size in private.
You can't be like a public school teacher. You in high school, especially, you could have like 400 students, and if they're not doing the grades, you can't be like, let's have a check-in and see, why are you not? Are you okay?
Right. So everybody's doing
the best they can,
or maybe not. There are also teachers that are not doing the best they can. But let's say everyone's in the saying, we have all great teachers everywhere. My experience, I got a lot more help at private, and so my trauma from not learning anything in high school, I want to do everything I can so that they don't feel the way that I felt. And also, I can't help them because I never learned that stuff and I don't know it.
Oh, fuck. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I'm afraid to help my grade 3 because I helped her once and I got it wrong. Actually, I helped her in grade 2 and it came back.
You know where great helps? when they get to have elective classes that actually apply to real life.
I-
That's where you and I are better
I-
than anyone.
I hope, because it scares me to even attempt to interpret what they've learned, because they have been told something in class, and then when I get it.
But the classes that are like, I mean
assignments. I mean, like helping with assignments
but
makes
like
me nervous.
nothing with facts. But you know the ones that are real life.
Yes, but what are you writing? I'm nervous to write an essay. I can't write an essay.
No, we don't write an essay.
No, I'm terrible at writing essays. And when I write emails to the teachers, I am so afraid. I know it's not punctually or grammatically, or like when they write me back, I'm like, oh my God, like, do I have to think that hard? Oh, I need Grammarly on my phone. Can I get that?
No, we don't have to spell. Listen,
it's like run-on sentences.
They know our brand. And we're very open about it, and they know who we are.
Okay.
And they don't expect anything else, and we're not their student, and we're not being graded.
Okay.
TJ asked me today on the way to school, he said, if you get an A, I love kids who honestly ask like it's real things that they actually don't know the answer to. When you get an A, what's it for? Like, what is that? What is that? What do you,
great question.
Why does it matter? And I said, in your case, if you get an A, let's say, which he doesn't get A's, it means that you're learning and you've learned and you understand.
Okay.
In your age, it means nothing more than that. So when you get older, you're trying to get into another school, or you're trying to get into university, that's when they matter.
Oh, they're like, but you're not going to learn anything you learned in high school, but school, so you can come in here and learn again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, listen, because he's like, I don't know how to do this and that. And I'm like, yes, you do. And also he's like, I can't imagine. I see the grade 5s. I can't imagine being the grade 5s and still knowing what I know, which is not enough. And then I was like, no. I go, first of all, your report card's amazing. But also, these grades aren't for anything other than just to show us that you're able to learn.
Right.
I'm like, is that, bruh?
But then you get mad at your older ones for bad grades.
I don't get mad at anyone for bad grades.
Oh, no.
No.
You just say, do better.
Yes. If you're getting a 57 and I'm paying for you to go to school to learn and you're not utilizing that, you're wasting my time and money. Because if you have 57%, you're not learning everything.
Would you care if they were at public school and got 57%?
I would too, because I feel like, again, you're going to end up like me. And you're going to end up
But they're going to be like, that's great.
I don't mean me where my career is now, but the feeling of feeling so lost in school. And I know what that feels like. And I happen to be a very, like you, resilient, self-confident. Somehow we're instilled with...
Because our parents didn't do anything for us.
We've always just kind of had the feeling that I'm pretty great and I'm pretty capable.
Boom.
But that I cannot assume that for all of my children.
Okay.
So if you're getting a 57 and you're not learning and that's going to crush your confidence, that's going to be my fucking problem.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean? Because confidence is so important. And feeling like you know what's going on is really great. I was really good at being lost and still happy.
Yeah.
But not everybody is. And that's when they turn to drugs and dropping out of school.
Okay.
So if I can avoid that, I will at least do my best to try.
Okay.
I know you can't avoid it at all costs.
So what do they need to do?
They need to learn.
How?
That's their job.
How?
Is to learn.
How?
Listen, reread, study.
So do everything we didn't.
Exactly everything I didn't.
I feel like I have a newborn. I feel like I have a newborn because I have a very diligent firstborn who is I just farted with my teeth, very committed to good grades. Like I see how much she studies. I see how much she works. Like I see.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the girl.
That's who it is.
You said he.
She. I got my new Invisalign in. I got my.
He. I think you're referring to she.
I just put a brand new one in, so it's very tight, and sometimes it's hard to.
That means it's doing some work.
It's hard to work around when it's very tight. Give it a few days, and then you go back to not farting with your teeth.
During the time when it's tight, the way you speak.
Yeah, because it feels
it's not you.
Because your teeth are moving while they're talking. It feels like,
and then it evens out.
Yeah, and then it comes. You can talk normal again. I went to a dinner party with the first time. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have Invisalign. I keep farting with my teeth.
We can't hear the fart, but it goes. The mouth goes like, it's like you're trying to get your lips around the teeth.
Yeah, because they're moving.
Yeah.
So she is so. I don't. It's like I'm like chill. Like I am like dude, like let's not put this pressure on ourselves because you have all fours. Like, I'm not even sure, but she's like, it's not a 4+. I'm like, who fucking cares? So I'm like very cognizant that I have and I don't help with anything. Like, I don't set foot in her room to help her. Her dad will do math with her sometimes. Dad does all the math with all of them. Did math with Chloe last night. I'm not the math girl either. So I feel nervous that I'm not learning how to teach them what to do because she did it on her own. So now I'm asking you, so I'm not in grade 10.
She knows more than you do. You know,
I'm saying the other two now. I'm because I haven't had to teach her. Do you get what I'm saying? I have been lulled into fakeness of like, it's like I have a firstborn who is really good, and you're like, oh, babies are so easy.
So you don't really get experience.
I don't get
to
practice.
I know.
I don't get to be like, okay, get out your school bags, get your books, like let's sit down and do your work.
I know
like,
what you mean.
So I'm nervous that I'm like,
so really, Max is going to be your first.
Yeah. So I kind of have like, I feel like I have like a it's creeping up behind me, but I don't know till we get there. And then I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna like, I'm looking behind me and I'm like, do I need to worry? Do I need to not worry? Do I need to help you? Like, what I'm nervous as a mom that I don't know what I'm doing because I haven't had to do it with that one because there's been no conundrum.
And for me, I have it with my first, and I am realizing, guys, if you have kids that are younger and
you taught me this, by the way. You taught me this.
Yeah, I know. If they don't have any homework and they don't study, as soon as they start getting homework and studying, make sure that they're doing it.
But tell them why tell them why they need homework, because we were so anti-homework. But why do they need homework, Natalie?
And honestly, all they should have is 15 minutes.
Okay, but you taught me this. Why do they need homework,
because
Natalie?
Because they need to learn how to independently work, and they need to take what they learned in school, and they need repetition.
No, but the first point is the home run for me. The home run for me is they need to learn how to learn independently. And you don't learn that unless you take it home and have to learn a portion
all by yourself,
and then learn how to sit down and make notes and study. And I'm like, and Olivia said to me, I don't know how to study. And she goes, if I were you, I would take Max in the summertime, send him to a tutor to learn how to study, so that then when he goes, he can learn how to study, because no one's teaching them how to study. And I guess we're supposed to take them home and do homework.
No, we're not.
And study with them.
No, we're not.
But how do they know to study then?
Some of them, like Teddy, just figured it out. But some of them are, by the way, you can teach a kid how to study inside.
I don't know how to.
I'm saying someone can teach someone. If you have that personality that is a procrastinator and doesn't want to do homework at home, it's going to be very hard to get that kid to do it.
All I care about is that that someone teaches them how, so then I know I taught them how.
Just so you know, they're taught that in school.
Also, my daughter told me that I have to put Chloe in math in the summertime. And Olivia tells me all the things I didn't do right with her, even though I did. And I say to her, you get mad at me for all the things I didn't do, even though I tried to make you, and I couldn't make you do anything. So you can't even tell me I didn't try.
And you had tutors for her.
She tells me I didn't do enough. I let her drop out of the math thing. She's like, you should have made me do more math. And I was like, what did you want from me? You wouldn't go. What am I going to do? Force you?
But just so you know, they do teach you in school how to study.
Good.
They do. Some of them don't listen.
Okay. You think that your TJ's learning how to study right now?
I want you to know that I have done nothing good so far.
But you told me that you don't have to.
TJ gets homework.
Okay.
It's just a little bit. He's in grade 4. If you have a grade 4 or a grade 3 and they have a little bit of homework and they don't know how to do it, and it's like 15 minutes, maybe sit with them and do it, or at least ask them to do it.
Well, no, Chloe told me, I said, don't do it. She said, I have to do it. No, you don't have to do it.
So that's fine. Then she knows how to do it. Mine won't do it.
Right.
And I haven't made him do it.
Okay.
So we've never done it.
Okay. We got a lot of contradictions going right now.
No, at 15 minutes in grade 3 and 4, I think if your kids
every night
with it, no, whenever they get it.
Okay. Do it.
My kids never got homework.
No, me neither. This is brand. No, he has. That's a lie.
Yeah, but TJ is in a public school and he gets homework, and I think that's great. And she's like, no pressure. But I'm like, but it would be nice if he's like, I know I need to do this.
You know what? That's a personality.
I know.
Because that is my 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you don't.
Mhm.
Homework is optional. No, it is
And I
not.
have 1 out of 4.
Yeah. You know what? That's all your husband.
I have to tell you.
I'm totally lying, by the
He
way.
has he does not. He's never attempted to do homework with them, Catherine. And he's the one who did well in school. Why isn't he helping them? I don't think he thinks he needs to.
Yeah, I agree.
And I guess he doesn't, but it would be nice if he did, because
I don't know if that.
I don't think he has the patience for
He
it.
also doesn't like doing puzzles or like he's not like
Yeah.
no, that's not his forte.
No,
That's okay.
He takes them to sports.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually not okay.
Okay, it's not okay. What is wrong with him? God damn it.
Because why should it
Why-
fall on me? I'm
Oh,
the one
exactly.
who didn't go to school.
You know what it was about
Why
the
should
kid?
I ever be doing homework or helping out? Unless it's a lifestyle class, and then I'm fucking in. I love that shit.
I wish we could go through
If they were in drama, public speaking, life skills, I
band.
could do it all day long. No, not band.
I just like to pretend that you want to be in band.
I played the trumpet and I was bad at it.
Okay.
So yeah, no, school's really complicated, but I definitely send when I was thinking about my friends and I was thinking about how they all did so amazing. They got into exactly the university they want to.
Yeah.
They did well at university. They were amazing students.
Yeah.
Some of them fast tracked and didn't even do grade 13 when we had it. So why don't they feel the way I feel? None of them ended up after high school like me. That's why they're totally confident in the public school system, because they are good learners, good studiers. And I know a lot of their parents, and I don't think a lot of their parents were involved in any of their studying. They were naturally those kind of people.
No. This is really my question for you. I really
Do we have kids like us, or do we have kids like our husbands? You have one like your husband so far.
and the little one, I'm pretty sure, is a combo.
Mm-hmm. But she'll make it work. And plus, she's in a school, since she's a baby, that will breed her to be
For now. Everything's a for now. You know what? I really do say a for now, because if you have a kid who is one way in grade 5, I would bet my whole life savings that when they're 25,
Oh,
they
25.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying, like, to get through, they might drop out of university. Like, I think that we really, like, I don't want to launch my kids so early in my brain. Like, I don't want to assume that she's okay in grade 9 because she can get all the grades and do all the things.
No. But let's just talk about until they graduate high school. I feel like all of them have been consistently the same kind. Nobody's taken a turn.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That's fair. However, I never discount. I am never surprised that one of my kids could do a fucking, not the 360, but that other one where you go the opposite direction,
Yeah.
because the 360 is full circle.
Yeah.
So I am never, like, no one's in the bag.
It's like the same thing as we say, never say my kid would never. Same thing.
I have
never know.
trepidation that I would never be like, I'm always prepared for something to go sideways and it not be what I expect them to be based on who they are today.
And by the way, I think that as a parent, if you're hearing that, I think that's respecting them as a human being.
Yeah.
And not saying they're just going to be like this forever, because that's what they are. If you think that they're never going to change or make a big turn or make some huge different decisions or take another path, then you're suggesting that they're not a unique individual that is going to have their own journey. And you don't want that for your kid, no matter whatever happens.
I know that I was, when my kids think of me, I'm like, what I did was bad. I was bad, okay? But I was never disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I was never like a dickbag. I was never rude. I was a good girl who did bad things. Mm-hmm. And I don't think when you saw me, you would expect what I did. Mm-hmm. And I guess you can be a good person and make bad decisions.
But I also think those bad decisions that we were making it's sort of like how, like babies and toddlers, they try out behavior to see reactions. I think when we were teenagers, some of the bad decisions I was making were sometimes just to see what would happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and when my kids are like, what would you do if I'm like, I actually expect this behavior and I'm surprised you're not doing it. That I'm like, sometimes that concerns me more than you actually doing it. But I'm like, I'm respecting where you're at. So I expect my children to experiment with drugs and alcohol. I expect it. I fully am like, if they go out, I expect that they'll get wasted. It's an expectation. If you don't, wow, you were more evolved than I was.
Or
it's not for you. because
Or-
sober living is a thing now.
Oh yeah, that.
I mean,
Or
for
I
your
had a
age.
friend
Yeah,
who never drank.
me too.
She
Drove. Yeah, Bronwyn was her name. She was great. She would drive everybody. We'd all be drunk, and she didn't live in the city. She had a car. She'd drive us to all the parties and drive us all home at like 3 a.m.
Okay, so I had a friend who lived in the city, didn't have a car, never did drugs or alcohol.
This girl.
Okay, I remember we were graduating.
Mm-hmm.
She went off to the best university.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is she gonna be like this for? She was also fun and really cool.
Yeah,
Is she gonna be like this for fucking ever? Got to university,
fucking hog wild.
reasonable, just like everybody else.
Oh.
She just
Waited.
waited. She just waited. And yes, she did go crazy. I mean, not in a way that ever derailed her life.
Yeah.
But I thought, wow, like what were you waiting for? She was just not ready.
Yeah. No, I respect that. I'm not like, what's wrong with you?
But you know what
You're
I mean?
Weird. Yeah.
Just because it wasn't their thing at this time.
Yep. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So the expectation is like, I'm prepared. I'm not like, don't you ever? I'm like, I'm actually, I'm surprised you don't, but I'm not like, go do it. I'm proud of you for knowing who you are farther along with knowing what you don't want. And for those of you guys who don't know, there are a demographic of kids now where they just like, oh, they're sober. Like they go to parties, but everyone knows they don't do that. And that
Wasn't your sister
yeah, she was
straight?
yeah, she was sober. Yeah. Didn't drink, didn't do it. So kind of like, but I remember you told me like the kids will point out, oh, they're sober, they don't do that. And it's accepted. It's not like you have to lie and be like, I'm drunk and pretend you're not. It's just like, oh, those kids are sober. They're cool, but they're sober. They come to the parties. They
Because
don't judge us.
when we grew up, that may have been that one friend,
You had to lie.
but nobody was sober.
No. But you got fake drunk so you could fit in.
And the only reason that you and I got fake drunk was because we were like, we live in a dangerous city downtown. Like, I don't want to end up in a corner barfing of a subway station.
I'm pretty sure I didn't fake drunk. I'm pretty sure I got real drunk.
Oh, I would get tipsy, but I would pour. Let's say if I
I do that now.
yeah, I would be like, I'm scared. I'm at someone's house in a neighborhood I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't want to lose my mind. I do want to be a little bit tipsy and make out with a stranger,
Yeah.
like drunk enough to do that. But I don't want to be out of my mind because that feels really unsafe.
Yeah, I had my brothers and I was always out of my mind.
Oh,
And
okay.
they had to
That's
bring me
good.
home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had, you know what? I had friends that were like that.
Yeah.
And then I had to make sure that, I want to make sure that if they weren't okay, that I could get them home.
Yeah, no, you were my brothers.
But I was still drunk.
Good girl.
Oh, so were your brothers.
Yeah. They were like, let's go, little
Yeah.
girl. So yeah, no, I do have. So I never ever want to be like, oh, this is who my daughter is. This is who she'll be. This is how this one is. I am always like, I know what the world offers. I know what is developmentally normal. I know what kids experiment with. It shocks me that when people are like in grade 7, kids don't do that anymore. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you young.
It is so interesting to watch a parent, and I'm not going to say
I'm
anything.
gonna say about 80%. 80% of them think that their kids in their school are not doing things.
They used to do that, but that doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
I
When
love
they were younger, it happened, but now that their kids are there, that doesn't happen.
and I love to watch the parents try to be like so sure, and I just sit there. I'm never going to say anything to them. I'm not going to be like, "Are you sure?" I'm not going to be that person, but I sit there and I'm just like, "That's so funny."
Yeah,
Like do you really believe that?
you know it's a lie.
Because we look at our children sometimes too, like they're our babies. How could they possibly know people who are doing drugs and having sex? Like they're our babies. I understand your perspective, parents, but there is nowhere in the world that kids in junior high aren't doing lots of naughty things.
Oh yes.
I don't care if it's private, public, Catholic.
Oh no, it doesn't matter anymore.
Whatever religious school you go
Snapchat's
to.
one place. It is one world of where they all interact. Yeah, no. So I happen to be on the spectrum of like, when you go out, I'm not gonna be don't drink. I'm like, if you drink, call me. And that is probably very controversial for many of you.
Not for us.
But if you are a mom or a parent and you're not part of the common parent, you'll know what you should, because it's like the best thing you could ever learn.
And you're going to hit, and you're going to get an emergency, and you're not going to go out of turn. It would be really nice to have a little bit of information in your back pocket ready to go.
All the things we know and how to handle them because of that. Like, we know from therapists who talk to children all day long what the trends are. And I was talking to someone on our team yesterday, and I said, the world has changed 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions, problems, and the things that people are facing are the same feelings. But it's just, how do you handle it now with the digital edge in there? And why do you need to know? Because your kids are being educated at a rate that you cannot keep up with, because they are consuming what you can't even see. So before they'd go to school, you'd get a curriculum, they talk to their friends in a small circle, they would watch the news, maybe, probably not. Now they are consuming things that you have no say over. So they're forming opinions that could be totally fake, and you are not able to give them your influence because you don't even know what's happening. So
and if you think, I don't need to know, they're just kids, they're living their life, they're going to make their mistakes. I hate to tell you this, you do need to know some things. You don't need to know all their business. You don't need to read all their emails and texts and snaps. You don't need to know that, but you need to know what's going on in the world that is crossing their eyes and their path. Because if you don't know and you just want to take a back seat, there's going to be an emergency.
Did you see what I texted you? That there's a new drug that's stronger than fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in marijuana?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was in oxy.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was an oxy that you are prescribed.
Which, why the fuck was a kid recreational taking oxy? I tried it once. I thought I was going to die. Anyways,
it was in Canada.
Mm-hmm. It was in Montreal.
I was like this. Oh, because oxy is what they can get their hands on.
Why do they like that feeling?
I have no idea.
Because I like drugs, but I don't not like that feeling.
Well, they give it to you for pain management. Probably just, I think he was experimenting.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'll try some oxy. I'll see what it feels like. You don't really know what it is.
That's
You're
true.
like, oh,
That's
I'll
true.
try it. And then you're like, okay. Anyways, I think that this conversation is an important one, because I think that everyone wants to prototype their children really young. And I think you can't prototype. Then you end up being, number one, giving them an unfair chance, because they are going to grow and make mistakes. And if you think that they're one way and they go and do something different, they'll think you're disappointed in who they are, right? Because I try not to hype her up for who she is right now. I try not to praise too much, like, oh, you're such a good girl.
Well, and also, like, let them be kids. Like, let them, if they're in grade 7, if they're in grade 8, if they're in grade 9, if they're in grade 10, okay, we're getting a little older. Let them be kids. Let them just experiment and make mistakes, and don't tell them when they're in grade. It's a small thing, but somebody told me just recently their kid is very young, and she's like, this is the path that we're going to take for him.
Oh, yeah.
He's young. We're going to take this path for him. You don't even know who your grade 7 is going to be. Your grade 5 is not your grade 7.
No.
You're already planning a path for him.
And
so now if he doesn't do that path,
they know you've
disappointed.
knows you've disappointed them. And the best thing you can say to your kid, and you can join the common parent, but one of the best things you can say to your kid is, I fully expect you to make mistakes. It is an expectation you're going to make mistakes. I'm here to help you through them. They're not always going to be easy, but you can come to me with anything, because I think that we think what your kids are doing in their sub life, which you don't know, and they're different people in their sub life. Like, I think sometimes our kids are like, you don't even know what they're like behind without parents there. And I think that that's a really important conversation, is to know, kids will do dumb things when they think they're going to disappoint their parents in a really big way. And we know that some kids have taken their lives because they've done something what they think is monumental.
They couldn't possibly face their parents.
So I think that you can just say to them, because their mistakes, which we think is not a big deal, could be such a huge deal for them, is just to say, I always say to my kids, I fully expect mistakes. Like, I'm not like, oh, I would never be shocked at something that happened, and I would always be here to help you out. Could I fix it? No, but could
problem solve together? Can I help you? Because you're a lot younger and I have more experience, so I could try to help you.
And there might be consequences, and that's okay. But
it's like the documentary where the girl got pregnant, had the baby, and then killed her baby. Because in her world, she thought that would be disappointing her parents so much and disappointing everybody.
They would never accept it.
And the parents did a lot of whatever things, but the first thing they said to them, if you had just told us, it would have been so much better than this.
But that is like when you put glasses on for the first time, and my husband's like, why didn't he tell us he couldn't see? I'm like, how is he supposed to know what his normal, if he can't see?
Like that daughter didn't know it would be okay.
Of course.
I was so young when my mom told me, I remember driving in the car, if you ever get pregnant, just let me know.
Okay.
Couple things. Number one, and guys, I don't want to put I guess my mom was pro-choice and always has been.
Which means
Pro-choice means it's your decision to have the baby or not have the baby.
okay.
So I know like there's lots of people that are against abortion. I get that. I, at a young age, knew my mom was pro-choice. And when she told me, if you get pregnant, I was young. I wasn't even having sex.
Okay.
But she didn't know that for sure.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
She said, you just make sure you let me know. That was the end of the conversation. I'll never forget her saying it. I got no context. I mean, maybe something had happened where someone had gotten pregnant or something along the lines. No, but I had a friend that she got pregnant in grade 8, and she had the baby. And I guess we were
A friend.
well, she was my friend in junior school.
Wow.
And then whatever. But I think that maybe the conversation was leading towards, I can't think of another reason why we were talking about it. And then she put down her opinion on that and she left it. And I always thought to myself, like, if I were to get pregnant or get into a sticky situation, I know I could go to her.
Yep. She could, even that alone, let her know.
Mm-hmm.
That is your tip for the day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week. Happy whatever day you're listening to this.